So here we are given a rational function f of x is equal to x plus 2 over 3x minus 15. And we're going to talk about the difference between evaluate and to solve. Let's look at this one right here first. And I'm asking you guys 3 questions here, okay? First, we're going to figure out the value for f of 4. And you see, when you have this notation, this means we know the x value is equal to 4, okay? The number inside of f of whatever, this is the x value. And when you are trying to evaluate, all we have to do is plug in the x value into the x right here and work it out. That's all. So for f of 4, we plug in 4 here, so we have 4 plus 2 on the top, over, and we plug in 4 into this x, so we have 3 times 4, and then minus 15, okay? And then we just work it out. On the top, 4 plus 2 is 6, over 3 times 4 is 12, minus 15, we get what? Minus 3, right? And at the end, if you can simplify, you go ahead and do so. This is a fraction, but then at the end, 6 over negative 3, we get negative 2 for the answer, okay? So, you know the x value, and you're trying to get the output. And right here, same thing. You have f of negative 2. That means x is equal to negative 2. That means we plug in negative 2 into this x and that x and work it out. So we have negative 2 on the top plus 2 over 3 times negative 2 for this x, and then close the parentheses and we subtract the 15. This is going to give us, on the top, negative 2 plus 2 is what? 0 over 3 times negative 2 give us negative 6, and then minus 15 give us negative 21, right? And now this is a little bit strange, but you have to know, when you have a 0 on the top over a number, like that's non-zero, this is negative 21. Altogether, it gives us 0. So we do have an answer. This right here is 0. At the end, f of 5. And once again, this right here means x is equal to 5. This right here means we plug in 5 into this x and that x and work it out. So we have 5 plus 2 over, we plug in 5 into this x as well. Let's see, 3 times 5 minus 15. On the top, what do we get? 5 plus 2, that's 7, over 3 times 5 is 15, minus another 15, we get 0, right? And now, 7 over 0, this is what? This is not doable. This right here is undefined, right? This is the response for that. And now you see, if you want to plug in x is equal to 5 into this rational function, you will end up with something that's not doable. This is not defined, right? So we must restrict x is equal to 5 from the numbers that you're plugging for x. When you plug in x is equal to negative 2, it was okay. 0 is a nice number. It is a nice answer. But when you have a 0 in the bottom, this is no good. And I'm going to show you guys in the next video that x is 5. The 5 is not in the domain of this function, but we'll talk about that in the next video. Right here, how are we going to solve equation instead? Well, f of x is equal to 2 over 5. We don't know what x is. Our goal is to figure out what x is in right here. F of x, we know is this function. Let's put that down. So we have to work out x plus 2 over 3x minus 15. And this is equal to 2 over 5. We don't know what x is, but we'll just write down the f of x, and this is the expression right here, right? And now you see we have 2 fractions equal to each other, so what do we do in this case? Well, we are going to cross multiply. And when we cross multiply, be sure you have to keep in mind it has an invisible parentheses, and we have to make that invisible parentheses visible. So we must have that parentheses, and that's also put down that parentheses right here. when I do 5 times this, be sure you write down 5 with the parentheses x plus 2. And then this is equal to, you cross multiply this and that. 2 times that. 2 times 3x minus 15 with the parentheses. You cross multiply when you have two fractions equal to each other. This is called the cross product property. And after you do this step, you see this equation, we can just solve it the regular way, right? No more fractions. So you go ahead and do it. 5 times x is 5x, 5 times 2 is plus 10. This is going to give us 2 times this, 2 times that. So 6x minus 30, right? And bring all the numbers to the right, bring all the x to the left. So that's minus 6x on both sides. And that's minus 10 on both sides. And we will see 5x minus 6x, that's negative x. This is going to give us, this is negative 40. Well, I don't want negative x. Let's divide both sides by negative 1. So finally, we see what? X is equal to negative 40 over negative 1. That's going to give us positive 40. And this is the x value for the answer for part B. So be sure you know the difference between when to evaluate and how to solve.
That's it.